And welcome into In-Game Chats for Saturday, March the 7th of 2026. Season 20, Episode 7. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
Welcome into the show, everybody. About to hit Episode 850 coming up this year. At some point. 150 away from that big 1,000 episode. Which is like, 3 years. We do less than 50, or we do less than 50 a year, so
yeah,
it's going to take another 3 years for us to get there, but that's fine. Assuming we make it that long. If you'd like to get in touch with us, well, you can do so through Discord. That's basically how you're going to get in touch with us that way. You can also send us an email, everyone at ingamechat.net. If you're Dave, you just send me a text while you're watching the show. You can find us on Twitter at In-Game Chat. You can find us on Blue Sky at In-Game Chat. You can find us on Facebook at In-Game Chat. There's a pattern. I'm sure you're getting it. Everyone at ingamechat.net is our email. So, yeah, we're on Twitch right now. Go to twitch.tv, type in the name In-Game Chat, and you will be able to watch us live while we broadcast. Or you can go to our website, ingamechat.net, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there are links for days so that you can get in touch with us. Not the way that Dave gets in touch with us. That is not available to you. That is only available to Dave and other people who may have my phone number. That's the only way. It's the only way you can get in that kind of service is through that way. So, yeah, that's how that works. Welcome into the show, everybody. RJ, what'd you play?
I was feeling a little nostalgic this week. Played a bit of the original Pac-Man and Galaga.
Really?
Yeah. I was moving some files from the PS4 to the PS5.
Well, I was about to say, what'd you play them on? That had to have been the...
Yeah, it was PS4. I was
Okay.
looking at some files on the PS4, moving them to the PS5, and I saw those classic titles, and I decided to play them for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, how oftentimes it always happens where you play a game, you haven't played it in a very long time, and you start forgetting how to do things. Not in this case. It's like just on the back of your mind constantly playing those classics that you grew up with. So things like Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug, in my case. Loved playing those classics, so I was having a good old time with those before I went to the PS5. I didn't realize that you could move games off your PS4 to the PS5, and you could play it off of the hard drive. You couldn't play it off the in-game
Can't play it on the
drive.
internal drive, no.
Internal
But you can
drive,
play it
no.
on an external hard drive, yes.
Yeah, because I was trying to move the Division 2 off the PS4, because a buddy of mine I was playing with this week, he was playing it on his PS5, and I was wondering how he did that, and he told me, and I just transferred my stuff over. It took a while to get the transfer over because of how big the game is, but I managed to get everything squared away, and I started playing that as well with him. I saw a new mode that they put in there now, basically a realistic mode, because one of the things about Division 2 is you could put 2.5 million points of damage on somebody, and they're still going to be up and around fighting you, right? You can put a bullet through their forehead, and the only thing they're going to say is, ow. That's pretty much it, right? So all the enemies are bullet sponges in that game, really. So a realistic mode is basically that no one's a bullet sponge. I mean, a realistic damage that bullets could do. Like if you get a headshot, that's all she wrote. But the same thing applies to you as well. So one good sniper, and there's a lot of snipers in the Division 2. Mm-hmm. One good shot from him, and that's it. You're done. Now I'm not sure if there's a penalty like in a Dead Space's hardcore mode, where if you die, that's it. You have to start over from the beginning. I don't know if that's the case with Division 2, but I think it's going to be that way because you have to make a whole new character going into that mode.
Yeah.
So now there's two modes. Now you got the regular story mode, and then you got the realistic mode. But you got to make your own avatar, a new avatar for that mode. So I'm thinking it's going to be you get killed. That's it. Start over again. So I might get into that, or I might start the hardcore edition, see what hardcore mode, and see what that's all about, because that was in there too. It's been in there for a minute, but I haven't really had an opportunity to really get into that. Yeah. So I started doing that as well. Other than that, there's been a lot of grinding with the First Descendant. They accelerated the buildup of levels for your character and your equipment, so I've really been able to take a lot of the characters that I've had and boost up their stats and their abilities, because you get the levels so quickly in that game, especially if you do a party mode with players in the Sigma sector, which is basically two areas on the map that's has a whole bunch of enemies. I've seen hundreds of enemies on there, so you have plenty of opportunity to get your levels up in no time. I think about after 3 or 4 runs, I was up to level 30 out of 40 after just 3 runs, when normally that would take much longer than that. And if you have your perks in your inventory that you can apply to your character as well, you can build yourself up to max level in pretty much no time at all. So I've been pretty much grinding on that and getting a couple of my characters up to snuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing this week.
Well, good. For me, I played some more Next Fest demos I was able to play. I got... I played more of that raccoon coin thing, whatever it's called. It's the, you know what I'm saying? It's the old the little coin pusher thing on the in the arcades or whatever.
Yeah. The rigged system.
Yeah. Well, you say that. This one is very much. It gives me absolutely gives me Blotro vibes with what it does.
Yeah.
Even down to the music. The music has a Blotro aspect to it. I played more of it this past weekend, and I also played some of that Nubby's Number Factory. That started to sink in on me as far as like the gameplay of it.
Yeah.
And I had a really good run with the first level, but there's like kind of like Balatro. There is your standard, and then there's one that has modifiers after that you can play with and that sort of thing. So I was able to beat the first one, which can actually be difficult because the goal is to pop as many balls as you can on the board, and the balls break based on the number of times you hit them. Because a ball that has the number 64 means it's got to be hit 64 times in order for it to break. And you only get one run to do it. But there's modifiers that you can buy in the store to, make every time you first hit a ball, it counts for, 5 or 10 or whatever hits, There's a bunch of different modifiers you can have. There's only 7 slots that are available to you, and you only start out with 4, and you have to buy the other 3 with money that you make playing the game. Every now and again, a boss screen will put... So the goal of it is to pop as many balls as you can because that advances the level. You have a certain multiplier score thing that you have to hit in order to advance to the next level.
Yeah.
So the way you build that out is so that it pops as many balls as possible. Well, the boss level puts like 2 balls on the screen that are like, you break these, the game's over. And they have numbers associated with how many times you have to hit those as well. And it's real tough because you have built this thing to bust as many things as possible. Things that, like, when this ball pops, the surrounding balls lose 8, 9, 20 points, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's type of modifiers like that. Then you have other modifiers that say when this triggers, trigger the other 3. Or re-trigger things that have triggered what there's all kinds of things, and you're building it to break as many as possible until you get to the boss.
And now you get something that says you don't want to.
Says don't break these. Don't pop those.
Yeah. Now, are you launching something at the ball on the screen?
Yeah, think of it as kind of Pegalesh. It starts at the top, and you launch the ball, and it hits different balls.
I was thinking more along the lines of Breakout or Arkanoid, something like that.
You don't. No. You have one shot. You only shoot the ball one time, and there is no thing for you to save at the bottom or something like that. It just bounces downwards.
Okay.
But as it hits things, it bounces off because if
it's like Plinko.
Kind of. But if a ball needs to be hit 1,000 times, and it's surrounded by other balls that need to be hit like 20, 30, 60 times, something like that, that ball will stay bouncing within that corridor until one of those balls breaks and gives it an exit, depending on if it goes that way or not. But, yeah, so it's a real cheap game. It's usually around $3. It's probably $5 without a sale, something like that. I mean, it's not an expensive game, but it provides a lot of fun. Yeah. And it's probably only on PC. I don't know if it's on anything else. But it's also not like...
It's not a resource hog. It's not a resource hog.
Yeah, it is not you don't need much to run this thing.
Yeah. And it's called Rat Coin.
No. This is Nubby's Number Factory.
Okay.
Nubby's Number Factory. Okay. Yeah. Sounds stupid, looks stupid, plays very addictively. Ratcoin is not out. That is, if I'm even pronouncing that right, that was still a demo for Steam Next Fest.
Okay.
Nubbies is actually out, but there was something else that I played. The other thing I played for the Next Fest demos that will absolutely go on my wish list is a game called Replaced. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I had not played it yet. It was in my queue to play it, and I had not played it, but I did get a chance to play it. Used a controller. It is a side scroller, pixelish like looking side scroller. Really good animation, very fluid animation. The combat is okay. Now, I don't think I'm experiencing all of the combat that's available, because they did say, hey, we're giving you a weapon here that you don't get until much later in the game, but we're giving it to you here for combat purposes. It works very... it's sort of Arkham-esque, whatever.
I'm trying to picture the Arkham style of fighting in a 2D
side scroller.
Yeah.
Well, they come up to hit you, and they give a signal that they're about to hit you, and you press the counter button, and you counter that hit. They also come up to hit you, and if the signal they give is a red signal, that means you cannot parry this or whatever it is. You cannot counter this move. So you do a roll to get out of the way.
Yeah, but I mean the 8-way directions. Is it just left and right, or is up and down a factor?
It's just left and right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just left and right. So you're only going to get attacked from either the left or the right side. And as they, and you'll be attacked you'll have enemies who have firearms. So, I mean, rather than looking out for the guy that's about to attack you, if you see that somebody's got their aim on you, start rolling towards them to...
Yeah, you're not parrying a bullet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you're kind of... It's the whole Dark Souls thing or whatever. During a roll, you're kind of invincible. You can't be touched when you're doing a roll.
You got some invincibility frames doing
right,
that, yeah.
Exactly. So you can kind of dodge the bullet when you're doing a roll. But the combat was good. I really enjoyed the combat. I really enjoyed the level layout, the way it was doing thing. It gave me that whole sense of, the Limbo and Inside and Mark of the Ninja, I think, is another side-scroller, but real fun.
Haven't played that one, but I am familiar with the Limbo and Inside, yeah.
Yeah. You should try Mark of the Ninja. That's great.
Okay.
That's a game that's been out for a while. It's the same. I know it's the same publisher. It may be the same developer who did Invisible Ink. But it is a side scroller. It's fun. Okay. It's real fun. I enjoyed every minute of that. That was one of those that was. It's one of those that I wish I could go back and play again for the first time.
Yeah.
I was watching a show, and I think somebody had mentioned that they went through. They had somebody hypnotize them, so that they could watch the entire Harry Potter series again as though it was the first time, to try and get that memory out of their head, so they could watch it again for the first time. That's not necessarily a bad idea if I could make that happen. Seriously, for some games, I would love to go through them for the first time again. There's plenty of movies I would love to watch for the first time again, but I don't necessarily think I want that memory erased. But for some games, absolutely. And Mark of the Ninja would absolutely be one of those that I would want to play for the first time again. There could be some others, I'm not sure. Possibly, I don't know about Burnout. No, there are some games. That's a neat little question to ask.
I wouldn't.
What is a game that if you could go back and play it again for the first time, experience it again for the first time, what game would you do that with?
I wouldn't.
You don't have a single game you would want to go back through and play as though it was the first time playing it?
No, because there's been too many times where I've replayed games that I've played before and discovered something new. Yeah. And I like when that happens. So I'd have to start over from scratch if I forgot the memory and go all the It doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Doing losing that memory of playing it and playing it all over again for the first time. It just gut feeling just doesn't appeal to me right off the bat.
Yeah, well, Mark of the Ninja would be my pick so far. I think there's more. I can't. I'm trying to. I was thinking of Burnout, but I was like, I don't know about Burnout. Burnout's fun, but I can play that over and over again and still get just as much fun out of it as I did the first time.
Yeah. Breaking your own records, things like that.
Right, yeah, you can go back and kind of challenge yourself with what
Yeah.
you've already done. So I wouldn't necessarily pick that one. Talos Principle might be a good one, a nice puzzle game. The Room series,
Mm-hmm.
the Room series of games, yes. 10 out of 10 would totally wipe my memory of those to play them again for the first time. There's no score chasing on that. Once you've discovered it, you know where to look, every single time you play it again. There's no replay value in it, other than to show other people, like, this is a really fun game. Come look at this, But that's absolutely one that I would go back and do for a second time.
Maybe that's what's got you think about that question, the lack of replay value in a lot of games nowadays.
A lot of games that I play, probably. Because I do tend to stick to the single-player experience.
Okay, well, let me break it down a little better. The AAA titles, how many of those do you have that you want to replay again after going through it?
That's a really good question. For AAAs, I'm not sure.
I think the only one I think you did was God of War.
The God of War, the God of War 2019 and 20 whatever series.
Ragnarok, yeah. I think you did that multiple times, but
I did. I went back and I played it. I went back and I played the first one a second time, and it led right into the second one, and it was really good. It's not one that I don't necessarily know that I would want to go through and experience that for the first time again. There's a lot in those, but AAA. That's a great question. A AAA title. Maybe Bioshock Infinite.
Okay.
Because the way that ending worked with Bioshock, the first one, and then Bioshock Infinite, the way that whole thing kind of tied together, it's a little bit of a Fight Club thing,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh man, once you get the ending of the film, all this other stuff makes more sense now, or you can go back and watch it again with that knowledge. But so Bioshock Infinite kind of did that as well, where it's like, oh, it's all, there's a bug in here, it's all connected type of thing.
Yeah.
And once you know that connection, it is great upon the discovery. But going back through it is also kind of fun having that knowledge now, because you're sort of like, look, I see the connections here.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said for that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what is one I would pick to go a AAA type title. There has to be one. I'm almost positive that I've played something where it's like, man, I'd love to go through that again for the first time. Maybe the Uncharted series. But maybe, I don't know. Now the Uncharted series didn't
end good for you, did
it? Ended fine. It's not necessarily something that when I would go back and play through, I was just overwhelmed and amazed by what. Yes, I mean there were set pieces that were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But I get the same thrill of those set pieces by watching them play out on YouTube again, rather than go back and playing through them.
Yeah.
So
true.
I'm not necessarily sure that I would pick something like that to be an experience for the first time. That's a great question on the AAA type title stuff. I would have to go back and look through. For now, though, I would probably stick with like Bioshock Infinite.
Okay.
There likely is something else, but probably Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, but let's see. Did anybody say okay? AC Ray says Mark of the Ninja was awesome, one of the best stealth games ever. PSO, Phantasy Star Online, I guess. Is that what you're saying, Thar? I'm not sure. Brian RTR says the Quake test demo. Jeez, you're going way back on that one. Just to feel the anticipation of the upcoming full game.
Did the hype of that match what we're going through with GTA 6 right now?
What, the Quake test demo? No, I was never a Quake.
Yeah.
I wasn't a Quake guy.
No, I would think about that. Have you experienced that level of hype before? I know it's happened. It's happened in the past. I know, but
it has. Yeah. So there was a huge level of hype for Mortal Kombat 2 on the home systems.
Yeah,
it's a huge, massive level of hype for, and so much so they made a movie about it, Super Mario 3. The Wizard is just nothing but a propaganda film.
Yeah.
that Nintendo put money into and said, "This is how we're going to promote." Not
It's Fred Savage, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, Fred Savage. Yeah.
Not that they needed to do that. I mean, Mario 3 was hype in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Was something that they were looking for, or that they had hyped up and people were looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Duke Nukem Forever became a farce, man. Duke Nukem Forever was highly anticipated, but after a time, it became a myth. It became something that people said, "Sure, yeah, Duke Nukem Forever. We'll see that." You know, it became a joke. And then when we finally get it, and this is the real problem with that, is that if you anticipate, or if you push something and anticipate something, and you keep delaying it, or it takes forever to get here, by the time it gets here, it will never live up to the expectations that you had set for it.
Yeah.
Because our minds have already put this thing into legendary status, and when it finally releases and it's crap, which it was, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
So, I'm not there. I wasn't there for the hype for Daikatana. I heard about the game. I know about it, but I was completely that hype completely missed me. For that. Was not something that I was, big for. I mean, I remember the hype for GTA 4 and the hype for GTA 5. I remember the hype for GTA Vice City, which was the one that directly came after GTA 3.
Yep.
GTA 3, here's the weird thing, GTA 3 I don't remember the hype for. I just remember how big it was when it released. I don't remember the build-up to it. Like, this is going to be a great game. That's, for whatever reason, because I guess we hadn't gotten something like that before, and then boom, we get it. And then it's like, okay, we're going to do
It was like a big, the whole big format change from the first two GTAs into the number 3.
Yeah, so there are certain games that in the video game world, they divide time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. There
is Pong, which is like the beginning.
Yeah.
Then there's like Pac-Man, that divides time of the 80s and sort of thing. Mm-hmm. There's E.T. and the colossal,
mishandling.
Well, yeah, but it coincided with the video game crash of the 80s. Mm-hmm. Pac-Man built that up. E.T. tore that down.
Yeah.
And then you've got Mario, you've got Mario in 85, which kind of spawned out of the ashes of E.T.'s hole in the ground in Arizona, wherever that is.
Yeah.
Super Mario came along and kind of revitalized that. And then from there, it starts to get a little murky as far as like really what divided time. Super Mario 3 was just a massive hit, a massive anticipatory type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the Super NES with Mario World, which was a big deal. I mean, I realized Sega was already there in the 16-bit, but you didn't get to 16-bit until Mario said so. I understand that Sega was already there, but they didn't have Sonic at the time.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything pulling people in as far as a mascot or anything like that. So when Super Mario World released, that was like, oh, this is... So many people finally said, oh, hey, 16-bit is great, man. This is where it's at. Even though Sega was already there.
Yeah.
But then Sonic released, which Sonic would also be something that had divided time. There was before Sonic and after Sonic.
First Sonic, when you read Console Wars, you realize how much of a grip Nintendo had on the 8-bit video gaming era. So even more impressive what Kalinske and his crew did with Sega of America to get some of that market share away from them, because they had a death grip on it at the time, man.
Yeah, and I would say Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat 2 possibly, or in there, maybe both, just given the fact that it was the
controversy behind it.
Controversy would be one thing, but more than that, it started to usher in the dominance of the home console market.
Mm-hmm.
Because, if we can put these on these systems, people are going to stop going to these places to play our games.
Yeah.
They're going to start staying at home and playing them there. It suddenly became the Mortal Kombat on home consoles suddenly became the I'll wait for it to come to video sort of thing. Like, oh, it's in arcades. Well, I'll wait for it to come to home console before I play it type of thing. Because once that happened, people just thought, well, the big ones that are in the arcades are going to get the home console ports. And we'll just wait for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because if it's making money in the arcades, you better believe that company is going to find a way to put it into your home. And not just keep it. Arcades can work because they're going to look better at the time. They're going to look better than what they're going to get at home.
Yep.
But we'll provide it for those people at home because maybe they don't have an arcade nearby or maybe they can't get there. Whatever the case, we'll make quarter upon quarter in the arcade, but we'll make $50 a pop selling it to everybody at home.
Yeah, and you made me think about the Naomi board in the Dreamcast, the same one in the arcades. So you got that arcade quality right as your home with the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Because
Dreamcast is one. Oddly enough, Dreamcast I would throw in there $99.99.
Yep.
And the reason it's a time splitter is because the date.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers $99.99.
Where were you at September 9th, 1999?
Yeah. It's the Dreamcast.
Yep.
So exactly. Then you go beyond that, and you're looking at. Now I'm talking home console, but if you go beyond that, you're looking at games like Wolf 3D on PC, being like, oh, this was a big one. Doom, this was a big one. GTA 3 is a big one only for the fact of what that meant going forward. I don't remember the build-up to GTA 3. But once it released, I remember the build-up to everything that came after it. Yeah. Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, all the expansions that came with those, GTA 5, and now, of course, we're waiting on GTA 6.
Yeah.
Really, it became anything that Rockstar was going to do. Once GTA 3 hit, it was like, well, what's Rockstar doing next?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're going to release GTA Vice City. Well, that's huge. We're going to release Bully. Well, that's huge. We're going to, because it's Rockstar, we're going to see where this goes.
That was a good one, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Bully was a good game, yeah.
Oh, we're going to release this Western game. Oh, well, fantastic. Oh, we're going to release a ping pong title. It was huge.
Yeah, I remember.
Because it was using the engine for GTA 4. So playing that gave you a sense of like, this is what GTA 4 is going to look like? You know, because it was just it was basically a demo that they put out there to sell, and I guess it made them more money to continue working on GTA 4, I suppose.
Yeah.
I really haven't read into the ping pong game, and I can't even. And right now, it's hard for me to tell you what exactly that title is.
I want to say it was called Table Tennis. I think
Rockstar Table Tennis. That's exactly what it was called. Rockstar Table Tennis. Oh man, what a number it did! It was table tennis on a 360. Like, you had so many other games out there that just did something amazing, but here is table tennis. But because it's attached to Rockstar, and because word got out that, listen, what you're about to play is the same engine that is going to be pushing GTA 4, all that stuff is right here. You can see what GTA 4 is going to look like by playing this game, and play it we did. So anyway, there's a whole history of things. I am in no way some sort of official, looking at any sort of official documentation of like, here are the games of the world or the timeline of video games type thing.
No, we're just going off of memory, folks.
But just going off of memory and experience, I have to say that it's probably a lot like that. And then you can get into other things like Virtua Boy. You can get into Game Boy for handhelds. Yeah. The Game Gear.
Yeah, the whole portable market thing, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of paths down the timeline of video games of like, this was a big thing, this was a big thing, this was a big thing.
Oh.
You know?
Sega Channel.
Sega Channel is a huge thing, yeah. Sega Channel would be a big thing, except it didn't
do well, yeah. It didn't work It didn't
do well, and you would think, well, you know, maybe the tech wasn't there for it. But we've moved on from that now.
Yeah.
And still nobody has done a video game channel that ties into your console or something like that. I know we had G4 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And obviously that lasted as long as it did. But and honestly, I think the internet killed that more than anything else. I think the internet probably killed a lot of things as far as where video games might have been trying to head. You know, they took the exit of television instead of taking the exit of internet, because internet is eventually what really ushered in the age of gaming, I guess, that we're in now as well.
Yeah.
Since everything is so, like, it's at your fingertips to download. You know, to relate it again to the whole home video market, now you have subscription services for video games. Like you do with home video markets. Subscription services for videos. Streaming services. Now you have that. So, which is all of it internet-based. You know? Anyway, that's enough of us talking about that. Was there any other stuff that I had played? Snap, of course, I'm still playing Snap. Nubbies, I played some. Trying to think of anything else. Lost and Found Company released on Friday.
Okay.
This is a hidden object type game, but it's one I played for a Next Fest like 2 summers ago. The thing has been, I've been anticipating the release of the game for a very long time now. It was a lot of fun the way that they had worked everything in. Yeah. It was very Where's Waldo-ish, but without the Waldo, and it worked really, really well. With the scenes that they give you to look through and everything like that, it was really, really well done. Well, that finally got released yesterday.
Okay.
So it is out there for folks to play and enjoy, but, you know, maybe you're not a hidden object finder type person. There's a demo for it, so there you go.
You can give it a shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Throw it, do the demo, throw it on there. If you like it, there's the game for you. If you don't, then whatever. But yeah. All right, so let's go to a break here. When we come back, we will jump into what news we've got, and I think we do have some news. Oh, I meant to tell you, I played Marathon.
Okay.
I'll talk about that when I come back. I didn't play much of it, but I'll talk about it when we come back. Here is music. We're staying modern again. This is music from a game called Tron Catalyst. I really liked the demo for this game. It's been out for a while. I enjoyed the demo. I put it on my wish list. I'll probably pick it up during a sale, but I really enjoyed it. So the name of this track is called Catalyst. Enjoy. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back in to In-Game Chat. Music there from a game called Ruffy and the Riverside. It's Happy Canyon is the name of that track, which I think is a level track type thing. Interesting game. Could never really get the hang of what it was trying to do. But anyway, welcome back. I meant to tell you, I played Marathon. I can't really give you an assessment of the game because I barely played the tutorial. But I will say I had to fire my gun one time.
What type?
I don't know.
Not scout rifle, handgun?
I mean, I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was I picked up.
Okay.
Hovering over it didn't give you like this is a scout or it's not the same labeling that they give you for the way Destiny works or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not exactly sure.
Or how about any first person shooter you ever played?
Right. I mean, what they label their weapons is, it's not the same game per game. How they say that this is what this is in our game, this is what that is in their game. Mm-hmm. So I don't really know, but I did play the tutorial, so it's the first gun you get. Mm-hmm. And the only gun I had. I think I had a pistol and I had something that auto-fired, whatever it was. And, about the time, usually in any game, once you get a weapon for the first time, they're going to give you something to shoot at. This is how that works.
Should work.
Yeah, exactly, which is what they did. As soon as I got a weapon and kind of moved from the space I was at, then it's like, oh, enemies are coming in. And this robot came in, and I shot it, and I killed it, and looted it. But that first kill, that first firing of the gun, took me back to Destiny. It literally, it felt. I mean, this is what Bungie does. They are good at making shooters.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people who talked about Marathon on some clips I saw online, I think to a letter they all said that the shooting is fine. The shooting is really good on the game. It was just a bunch of other stuff that they were having issues with. But no one, I don't recall anyone having any issues with the way shooting worked.
No, I never had a problem with the shooting, but it's been a long time since I've felt that.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 years since I have felt what it was like to fire a weapon in a Bungie game. Mm-hmm. And there I was, and that one shot was like, oh, there's the stuff.
Yeah.
It's that whole situation from Requiem for a Dream when they took the drugs and the eyes got dilated and they're like, oh, here I am, there he is. Mm-hmm. As soon as I fired that shot and hit took him out, it was like, oh, there's that chemical, and so it absolutely did what it was supposed to do. But I never even finished the tutorial. Mm-hmm. I stopped about that after that first kill. I absolutely stopped. Mm-hmm. I didn't stop because I said, yeah, I'm buying this, I'm going to be here. I just stopped and moved on to something else. I didn't continue. Maybe for the best. I'm not sure. I read online now and I see how people are like, it's really hard, or it's this or it's that. I just don't know if I want to put myself in that position again. I'm not saying I would, because the structure of Marathon is not the same structure of Destiny.
Yeah.
So I'm not certain that I could put myself in that position. In fact, we found out, and I think it's in my news, the news stuff that I put in there, that let's see, is it here? Let me see. Yeah, I don't see it. Maybe it is in this article here from Eurogamer. It's where Bungie lays out the plan for Marathon seasons. Updates will be free for everyone, and the game will feel meaningfully different as seasons progress. Bungie has released new information about the seasonal format of Marathon. These seasons, free to all players and roughly 3 months long, will result in the game feeling different, according to the press release they had put out. The seasonal breakdown, starting when the game launches, Season 1 will bring a fourth zone called Cryo Archive, which the community will have to unlock through some as-yet undisclosed in-game means. This map will feature security puzzles, frozen vaults to unseal, and an entity even the UESC fears, Very spooky. You can see where the team is taking cues from its Destiny days. In the second half of March, Marathon's ranked mode will be added, still taking place during this initial season. More information on this will come closer to launch, but it will reward players who climb the ranks exclusive rewards each season. So completionist and competitive players will probably want to keep an eye for more details. The first season will also bring new events, a new weapon, quality of life tweaks, and more when it finally releases. As for Season 2, it's called Nightfall. There's that Bungie lore coming up again. According to the Post, each season will have a new narrative gameplay to engage with, as well as features to engage with. Nightfall will bring a new version of the Dire Marsh map that'll take place in the dark, with an increased UESC presence. Season 2 will also come with a new runner shell, weapons, mods, and more. All right, it's not this article, but I did read an article where each season, I don't know if it's each season or if it's every year or expansion that shows up, I'm not sure, but everything gets reset.
Yeah.
In other words, everybody starts back over again after a season.
Mm-hmm.
There is no continuing from here type of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
But I can't find where that said, and it likely had more details as to how that would work.
Yeah.
And I can't find where that was. Yeah, all right. Well, we got about 8 minutes. Let's see what I got. All the biggest announcements from Nintendo's Indie World Showcase, which happened earlier this week. Dinch Attack, that's the one with the sort of like the train skateboard type thing. Yeah, exactly. It's coming to... So a lot of what the Indie World stuff was games that are already out, but they're going to get a Switch 2 release. Some game called My Little Puppy. An adorable adventure starring a Welsh corgi. Well, that's not bad. It's going to be on consoles May 29th. Heave Ho 2. I don't know what that is, but...
Never heard of the original.
Yeah, don't know it. Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault. I think that's already out. But will be on Switch 2 later this year. Voodoo is a cozy diorama game. It follows the story of Foxy the Fox. Boy, that's original. As you assemble moments from their adventures, the game will be coming together one piece at a time in Q3 2026 for Switch consoles. Mini Shoot Adventures, that's already out on PC. Apparently one of the best twin-stick shooters on PC. It's now available for Switch and Switch 2 consoles. It's also on Game Pass. The Midnight Walk, we already know that. That's already out and will be on Switch 2 coming soon. Rotwood is another one that I believe is already available. But no, it's console. Well, the Switch 2 console exclusive launches later today. I do believe it's on PC. Mixtape. That is another one that will get a PC and other console releases, but it'll be on Switch 2 May 7th. Blighted, whatever that is, comes out Q4 this year for Switch 2. Dead Zone Rogue, launched in August of last year for PC, but March 17th it'll be out on Switch 2. And the last reveal was Blueprints. It is now available on Switch 2. So, yeah. A lot of what that was mostly just games that are already out there now but are going to be released on Switch 2.
Yeah.
The highlight of that was the fact that they're indie games. So, while they may already be available and released, you may not have known that they were even out.
Yeah.
That twin-stick shooter it talked about, which I'm already completely forgotten what the name of it was, that was already on PC. Didn't even know.
Yeah.
But it's available and has been since 2024. So, yeah. What else do we have here? Man, do I have time to go into this? I really want to go into this. Remember last week when we talked about the that screenshot from God of War for the Amazon series?
Yeah.
and we were looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
The actor who plays Kratos responded to it. Actor Ryan Hurst, who plays Kratos in the upcoming God of War TV show for Prime Video, has reacted to the response to the release of the first image from the series. For anyone just catching up, the first image shows Hurst and actor Callum Vinson in costume as Kratos and Atreus, respectively. The image was mocked online for how odd it looked, with some saying it makes the actors look like cosplayers. So this guy, Ryan Hurst, said on his Instagram story, "Don't believe everything you see on the internet, kids." But this was an official release of the first image from the series.
Yeah.
This was not fan-made. So I'm not exactly sure what he means, like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Unless, like, there's going to be a bunch of effects and stuff that are going to be added to that image. Like, are they going to enhance his beard? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd really like to know what he means by that. Because even this article says, whatever he may mean, until Prime Video releases more images or a trailer, it's all fans have to go on. And so that's all we can judge.
Yeah.
You know? Shouldn't judge things by just this image. Looking at you, people who saw the Lanterns trailer and are just doing nothing but bashing the thing. Which I get it. It's the whole Jurassic Park thing where it's like, hey, you know, you are going to have Green Lanterns in your show about Green Lanterns, right? Because we didn't see any of that in that trailer for that, you know, to kind of divert to some comic book stuff here for a minute. Yeah, I don't know when we're getting that God of War show. It's not. I don't think it's this year. I think it's sometime next year, probably. Or maybe later this year. Did that article say? I got to look at that.
You expecting a pushback?
Well, no.
Okay.
I'm expecting them to release more images. If we're talking about God of War, I'm expecting them to release something else that'll say, okay, maybe we missed the mark on this one. Here's another image, or here's something that's, I don't know. His response makes me feel like what we saw was not, it was like some sort of pre-production thing or something like that, where it's not a finalized image or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, because they can add a lot of effects, they can add a lot of processing to the image or to the film or whatever the case may be. I'm really curious as to what that means. But, by the way, I'm not seeing anything as far as when this is going to be released. So, yeah. Be interested to see where that goes at that time. Highguard shutting down. I know we talked about that.
Yeah, that didn't take long, did it?
No. Somebody made a graphic of the timeline of the Concord verse. And here's Concord's death, here's Highguard's death. They had something else after that. They had Marathon on the list.
Yeah, all I saw was a bunch of Concord 2.0, Concord 3.0, Concord 4.0.
Yeah.
I think the highest it got up to was 5. I don't know if there was a 6 yet. But yeah, a lot of titles that were, I want to say hyped up, but told that was going to be really good coming out. Dead quick.
Yeah. I'm trying to see where.
It's like someone's trying to set a record for the quickest death in video games. I mean, I've seen sudden price drops in games, but not sudden dead and off the market type thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got more to go over in that regard. Somehow my watch thought I was doing an elliptical workout right now. I have no idea why. I'm not in any way. I'm barely moving as it is, so I have no idea why they think I'm doing that. We got to take a break. When we come back, we will jump into more, bad news, and that's basically more industry layoffs and shutdowns and things like that. One of the sources where I get my list of, people who have been fired from the gaming industry for the year has now added studio closures for the year. And we're up to, I think, 14 studios closed in 2026 so far. Yeah, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can have restructurings and firings and layoffs and things like that.
Yeah,
but now we're getting nope, studios are just flat up closing now. They're not even trying to survive; they're just closing. Okay, this next track, I don't exactly know the name of the track, but it comes from a game called I Am Your Beast. Mm-hmm. In fact, the actual track is called Home. I'm sorry. It's a game called I Am Your Beast, and this track is called Home. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music from a game called Rematch. Oh, yeah, it's a soccer game. But it's kind of like a NBA Jam soccer game where it's like you're not playing with a full team of people type thing.
Yeah,
it's like a
3-on-3.
Yeah, something like that. The name of this one is Kakara Square, I think is the name of the thing. I'm not good with words. Pronouncing them anyway. Not very good with it. We got more layoffs in the gaming industry. Surprise, surprise. This is just how things go with, I guess we're coming up on the fiscal, the quarterly fiscal thing, I think. Fiscal year usually ends or starts in March or something like that. I can't remember.
I thought it was October or something else. Well, I think it's something else. Whatever. Anyway, but they just, whenever they feel like tallying up their progress so far and see where they stand financially.
So this one comes from Build a Rocket Boy. That's the name of the developer. They released a game called Mind's Eye. Mm-hmm. It was a bunch of people who I think had broken off from Rockstar and were trying to do something GTA-ish, I believe. Yeah.
It didn't do too well, did it?
No, it did not. They are making further redundancies, and they're blaming the games industry's difficult period and corporate sabotage. In a statement from the CEO posted to LinkedIn, the studio acknowledged it was a deeply painful decision to cut staff, and once again alleged organized espionage and corporate sabotage had impacted the release of its latest game, Mind's Eye. As leaders, this is quoting them, as leaders we take responsibility for the outcomes of our projects and the decisions that follow. At the same time, The launch period was affected by factors beyond normal operational challenges and a competitive environment. Over the past months, we have been working with external partners and legal advisors to investigate the criminal activity that took place around our launch, the statement continued. That work has taken far longer than expected, because there's probably none there. But it has now resulted in overwhelming evidence of organized espionage and corporate sabotage affecting Mind's Eye. Because this matter is moving towards prosecution, we cannot share the full details publicly yet. Of course you can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they're wrong on this because I have no idea. But if you release a product and people want to buy it, they'll buy it. I don't remember hearing people saying, well, I really want this game, but I can't find it on the shelves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Digital exists. But even then, I didn't hear people like, I can't pick up I don't know. I'm curious as to what they found that would consider that. The statement claims the investigation has progressed and the team has worked relentlessly to evolve the game and to serve out players. Adding, I am incredibly proud of the dedication and resilience our developers have shown. However, the impact of that difficult launch has led to the brutal and heartbreaking step of reducing the size of the studio once again to ensure the long-term future of the company and the projects they continue to build. The statement concludes, to everyone affected, thank you. Your work and creativity helped shape the studio, and we will do everything we can to support you in finding your next opportunity. My thoughts today are first and foremost with the people leaving the team. We will also be sharing details of affected team members with communities that actively support developers during transitions to help connect people with new opportunities. It is thought that around 300 developers in the studio were laid off last June. Mind's Eye was poorly received on launch, with players reporting bugs and performance issues, last-minute cancellation of sponsored marketing streams. Maybe that's a factor. I don't know. Also, dismal reviews. They have continued to push updates for the game. It released a free starter pack trial on all platforms in November. Yeah. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Like, you say you found something? Okay. I would push for any of those video game journalists out there to continue to hit them up about once a month or so and be like, so, how's that going? Mm-hmm. You know? And just continue to hammer it, because if this ever gets out of any kind of litigation or never gets into it, they should be able to release what their investigation found. I'd be curious to know what that is. If it ties into the streamers, like the influencer streamers or something that had backed out on something, sure, maybe that's there. Mm-hmm. Maybe. But I don't necessarily feel like that was corporate espionage or sabotage, whatever the reasoning was that he said. But that's interesting. Organized espionage and corporate sabotage. Sorry, I have a grin on my face. It's because it just sounds...
The dog ate it.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like they're reaching for something that's not there. And they have picked something so...
Is it original?
So spy-like, so weirdly... You just don't hear it, you know?
You know what? You know, it's a lot. I will say this. It's better than the blaming the consumer base for your game's failure.
I mean, I guess. Why would you blame them, though? I mean, if they didn't buy your product, should you be blaming them?
No, you shouldn't, but they hadn't stopped them.
You know,
has it?
The proof, whatever that term, proof is in the pudding type thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a product for sale, people don't buy your product. It's either because it was too expensive, it wasn't good, something else
didn't appeal to us.
Something else was better.
Yeah.
Or there was just no market for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's plenty of reasons why things don't sell, but they all fall under mostly your own fault type of thing.
That's a you problem. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But like I said, it hadn't stopped them from blaming the some companies from blaming the consumer base. So I will at least give them that. Saying, you came with something better than it's your fault, consumer base. You should have bought our product. No, make a better product that I want to buy. Then we can talk.
What did we ever have something like that? I feel like we have.
Can
you remember?
Who was that? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Someone was blaming.
Was it Concord?
It could have been, but someone was blaming a certain segment of the fan base got loud and review bombed our game, and started pushing blame on others instead of asking the proper question. Did you make a good product that people wanted to play?
Just to give you an update on some sports ball we got going on right now. I'm sorry. Anytime there's competition, it's always fun to see. Never mind there. Yeah, it's 13 seconds left in the game. Wisconsin leads Purdue 96-93. Wisconsin is unranked. Purdue is ranked in 15th place, and it's about to have some stuff happen. Love March Madness, by the way. We don't get to it until later this month, but I love March Madness.
Yeah. I'm more looking at the World Baseball Classic myself. International plays going on. It's looking.
That's
some
right.
Really,
yes,
some really good games have been played so far. Yeah,
that's going on. You're right. It's the end of the road for High Guard, set to go offline on March 12th, a little over a month after its launch. But the skeleton crew of Wildlight Entertainment developers still working on the game are releasing one final update, and it looks to be the biggest update yet. It is a year's worth of updates, a season's worth of updates coming out in one download. For our final patch, we'd like to thank everyone who has played and is still playing High Guard. Wildlight shared on X, also known as Twitter. Even though we are shutting the game down, we are excited to give our remaining players one last big update to keep you entertained over the weekend. Thanks again for playing with us. Enjoy. When somebody responded wondering why the update is being released now rather than during the game's launch, Wildlight founder and game director replied with a bit of insight. When you're out of time and money, you have to release a game with the runway you have available and hope players will stick with you post-launch. It's titled The Farewell Tour. So I'm just reading more of this article here. I mean, they talk about big additions and all this other stuff, and it's just like, but it's going to be done. Yeah. Props to the skeleton crew at Wildlight for wanting to finish it and ship it to our remaining players. Even if it only gets played by a few thousand people, they weren't asked to. They asked if they could finish it up and get it out of there, or get it out there. So they didn't ask them to do it. They just said that they would. Yeah. And yes, Wisconsin just beat Purdue 97-93.
Yeah. I guess it's that creator's desire, leaving something unfinished, which is bug
possibly
you.
Because they had plans.
Yeah.
They had plans.
Yeah.
Man, the whole thing about that though, it was a month. It was out there for a month and then died.
Yeah.
That's how fast it died.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be looking at Marathon in the same light.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say that. People are going to be scrutinizing Marathon. The number of players that they have on Steam, which they can see. You can't see consoles, but you can definitely look at the Steam player count.
Yeah.
Concurrent users, things like that. People will be all over that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they'll say, look, they started doing it the day it was released. Which it released the same day that Slay the Spire 2 released.
Mm-hmm.
And Slay the Spire 2 actually caused Steam to crash with how many people were buying into that.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much for Marathon, but it was the same day anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what the concurrent player numbers are for Marathon. I don't know. To read into that and to read comments of the posts for that thing is taking amateur, armchair analysts. Who are just saying like, well, that means it's going to fail. This means that it doesn't have this. This means it's not going to work. That sort of thing. Everyone seems poised to call it over before it even began for Marathon.
Mm-hmm. Same with No Man's Sky.
They were, yes.
Yeah.
And we know the redemption arc that game had.
Yeah, it did.
I don't think Bungie can pull off a redemption arc like that. And I don't necessarily know that they need to.
I mean, if a bunch of their customers are saying the exact same thing, they might think, hey, we might need to look into that. We got a lot of people telling us that this isn't working well. Fix it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it's.
Would it work? I mean, I would think it would work the same way. Like, remember that whole mess with the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Mm-hmm.
That how that the first image came out. It might have the same thing that happened with God of War. The first image came out, and people were like, "That's not going to work," and then they took it back and they fixed a few things, and then came out and made a success.
Yeah.
Right. So, can you see Bungie doing the same thing with Marathon if they listen to the folks telling them what's up with the game so far?
Maybe. I mean, it says that.
Or is that just something that's not likely?
You got to pull in players, and I don't know. I don't know what the main problem is.
Mm-hmm.
If the main problem of the game is the main mechanic, it's hard to change that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
It's hard to change the main mechanic of the game.
Not in a timely fashion, certainly.
Yeah.
Definitely not in a timely fashion. Yeah, that's not going to be fixed with a patch.
And to be honest, this thing has to perform to Sony standards, since Sony owns them now. This can, and I don't know what Sony's standards are. You know, this has to do Sony somewhere.
We talk probably sound like talking like a Square, and their idea of what success is.
Well, I mean,
your numbers were good. It made a profit. It did this, but Square said nope. Still didn't do what we wanted you to do.
They know what it needs to do.
Yeah.
In other words, they have an arbitrary number that they have picked. I assume it's probably not arbitrary. They probably had people look into it and be like, "This is what it needs to do," in order for us to continue putting money into it, continue to investing into it. This is what it needs to do, and there is probably some line or graph or something with a big red mark pointing to a certain point with a number next to it saying it needs to reach this by this date, and that's their goal.
Yeah, somebody crunched some numbers, set a line for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't,
then
we need to restructure, we need to pull funding or whatever. I don't know.
But I'm also wondering if the people crunching those numbers knows how video games work and how they sell, or do they just look at this as product?
It's Sony, which, I mean, it doesn't say anything really, because, I mean, Square did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Sony, and I don't know what they would do with that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't know what they've set that number at. It may not be it may be something easily obtainable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but we've seen before, success doesn't mean you're gonna survive.
They put a massive amount of money into Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
And and already, I don't think they're satisfied with the way Destiny 2 was going. And the way Destiny 2 is gone, I don't think they're satisfied with that. In fact, I think, what did we say? Destiny 2, they put a delay on a new expansion for 3 months to work on it.
When did they take it? They got another at the tail end of Destiny, didn't they? Right? When did they pick up? Bungie?
Oh, that's a good question.
Let's see. We got the
you can find out.
We got the internet right in front of our face, and we got some questions. Go figure. Okay. July 15th of 2022.
Okay.
What was Destiny? Destiny was released. Destiny 2 was released.
Oh, 2? That was released back in what?
2017.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 years after the fact. I mean, I'm wondering if Destiny 2 was on this going downhill at that point when Sony bought it.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Mm-mm. In 2022, it was not.
Okay.
I don't think it was. I could be wrong. This is an article from PC Gamer. It says, you never know what's going to happen with sequels to influential indie sensations like Slay the Spire, which inspired a torrent of other roguelike deck builders after it released in early access in 2017. I still haven't played the game. Sometimes the follow-up gets lost in the sea of its own imitators and doesn't blow up like the first one, but not this time. Slay the Spire 2 released in early access today and immediately shot to the top of Steam's top sellers list. It's number one globally, above Marathon. In the early evening here in North America, it's also fourth right now for concurrent players with a first-day peak of 177,000 people. And then it just goes on to talk about how great Slay the Spire 2 is.
Went to Steam site. The iconic roguelike deck builder returns.
Mm-hmm. It was the number one seller on Steam. It beat out Marathon, and it beat out Resident Evil Requiem.
Mm-hmm. But I never played it, so yeah. I mean, but hey, it's doing good, so have at it, man.
Yeah. Another studio closed. Well, cut jobs. They didn't close. It's an Australia-based mobile game studio, Halfbrick. They cut 41 roles and ended a number of engagements internationally. In a statement on LinkedIn, the Fruit Ninja and Jetpack Joyride developer said it had to make some hard choices about how to move forward during a challenging period for the games industry. The company subsequently confirmed to mobilegamer.biz that 41 jobs will be lost in the process. Interesting that your mobile studios are now feeling the pinch.
Yeah. Yeah, heck, when we were talking about a while back how mobile gaming was like shooting up in terms of
as far as gaming goes, it's dominant. It is the dominant method of playing.
Yeah.
Is mobile gaming. Profit-wise, number-wise, everything, it is the king. It sits atop the throne of gaming statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Financially and otherwise. It is massive. And I want no part of it.
Yeah. And now they're getting cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say mobile gaming, I'm not talking about portable gaming. I'm talking about your phone, your tablet.
Yeah.
That's the kind of games that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Autoplay little things.
I mean, there's a ton out there to enjoy, and there's some really good ones. I mean, one of the ones that I really love that's now on PC, and I'm trying to remember the name. It was a puzzle game. Well, I mean, The Room was one. Yeah. The Room started as a mobile game, and now it's on PC.
Yeah,
it's that one. Oh man, I'm drawing a complete blank. They have three. Monument Valley. That's what.
Okay,
all right. I was like, they got three of them now. Monument Valley. Really good game. Really good game on mobile. And doesn't do most of the things that mobile games do, which is look for ways to continue to pull money from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, you finish this level, now you need to wait 24 hours to unlock the next level, or you can pay us $5 and get the level right now.
Yeah.
You know, stupid stuff like that. All right, let's go to our break here, and when we come back, we will get more news. I think we're going to hit every single piece that I had written in here. I think we're going to get to that. We'll also get to the fact that Nintendo is suing the Trump administration. But it's over tariffs, and we'll tell you about that coming up after the break here. This is music from Star Overdrive. It is the main theme of the game. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back into in-game chat. This is a very, just bombastic type thing. I didn't realize this was so over the top here.
I don't know why I keep thinking of Medal of Honor.
It's a game called Eden's Zero. The name of the track is called Sakura Cosmos. I don't remember anything about it.
Japanese manga series by Hiro Mashima.
Okay. Good. It was very triumphant, I suppose. Anyway, welcome back to the show. We'll get into the Nintendo suing the U.S. government.
I was just thinking it must be a game. I'm trying to think of see if the links for the game to it, but okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just really... let's see. Yeah. We finally got confirmation that we're getting the remaster, remake, whatever of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. 3 years after reports of an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake first surfaced, Ubisoft finally made its worst-kept secret official. Reports of a Black Flag remake first emerged in 2023 when it was claimed the celebrated 2013 open-world pirate game was getting the do-over treatment from Skull and Bones developer Ubisoft Singapore. At the time, the project was said to be still at least a few years away. Things went quiet for a while, but then last year we saw actor Matt Ryan, who played Edward Kenway from the game, hint the remake was close to release, only for Ubisoft to threaten him with legal action. I'm curious why he would know. Is he coming back in to re-record lines? Pretty sure you've got all the lines you need for this unless you're adding new lines. Does he get notified because he's going to earn residuals on this again? Or, how does the voice actor know that a game's getting a remake? Is there some sort of... I'm curious. I mean, yeah. I'm not denying anything or trying to...
I would think most likely it was because they need him to do lines again. Or if something got lost in the transition. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or they, like you said, putting new stuff in. Or like I'm thinking maybe something got lost and they wanted to do a retake.
Yeah. In December, something called Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced briefly appeared on the PEGI website, the old... where they give you the ratings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the European version of that, though. And January saw the leak of a suspiciously timed Assassin's Creed Black Flag collectible figurine. We've also seen Black Flag sea shanties pop up briefly on Ubisoft's official YouTube. We've had a sort of acknowledgement-adjacent meme post from Ubisoft's social media team, and even a Black Flag art book sighting. But now, the Black Flag remake is as official as it's ever been. In a newly released blog post outlining the future of the series, Ubisoft head of franchise wrote, "Speculation around Assassin's Creed is not new, but it's worth repeating. Nothing is true, everything is permitted." Well, except in this case, some whispers have a little more wind in their sails. Keep your spyglass on the horizon. If that wasn't enough, some artwork of Kenway posing mastward, accompanied by the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced logo, followed. There's still no word on when it might finally show up, but hopefully more will be revealed soon. As for the remainder of Ubisoft's update, the company confirmed last year's Assassin's Creed Shadows is moving into its final phase of support and will be winding down with smaller, less frequent updates, but still a few surprises. After that, it's eyes on the future, with talk of Ubisoft Montreal's Assassin's Creed Hex, a darker, narrative-driven experience that appeared to be aiming for a 16th century European setting when it was announced back in 2022. Originally believed to be targeting a 2026 release, the company is now taking the time to deliver on its ambitious vision, which means they're going to be quiet for a little longer. He also had a brief word on Codename Invictus, a PvP multiplayer Assassin's Creed experience that's being led by a team of For Honor veterans at Ubisoft Montreal. We understand there's a lot of curiosity around this project. Yes, it's a new approach to multiplayer in the franchise, but it isn't quite what the rumors have suggested. With player feedback at the heart of our approach, we're exploring ways to bring the community in earlier so we can shape the experience together. And that's it.
PvP Assassin's Creed.
They had something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the games. Was it oh God, which one was it? The one was it Assassin's Creed Unity? Was it Unity? Wait. Which one was the one set during the French Revolution?
Don't know.
Because I feel like that was the one that had some kind of multiplayer to it. Maybe it wasn't. And I'm not talking, maybe it was co-op. Maybe it wasn't multiplayer. Maybe it was co-op.
Yeah.
I think it was co-op.
Yeah, Unity was set during the French Revolution.
Yeah, but did that have did it have a multiplayer aspect to it or a co-op aspect to it?
There were some co-op multiplayer missions.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Something like that, yeah. So how did that work? Was like
I don't know. I'd never played it.
Assassin versus assassin, or
I don't remember.
Stealth PvP.
Yeah. Well, it may not have been PvP. It may have just been co-op. Yeah. Now, I don't know how the PvP is going to work. Now, you can look at what Splinter Cell did with Mercs versus Spies versus Mercs.
Mm-hmm.
They figured out a way to do it. I'm sure Assassin's Creed can figure out a way to do it as well.
Okay.
So, this one came Friday. Nintendo filed suit against the U.S. government and multiple government officials on Friday over the tariff collection of that was deemed illegal. Attempted to claim the prompt refund with interest of duties paid over the past year. The suit, filed in the United States Court of International Trade, names the Secretary of Treasury, the now former Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, a U.S. Trade Representative, U.S. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner, and the Secretary of Commerce as defendants in the case. Nintendo's lawsuit against the U.S. government was first reported by the Aftermath. You can read the complaint here, blah, blah, blah. Nintendo's suit focuses on the unlawful imposition of tariffs founded on Trump's executive orders that invoke the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977 and the Supreme Court's recent ruling that struck down those duties. Nintendo's suit says the company has standing to sue because it is the importer of record for goods that were subject to the IEEPA duties. Since February 1st, and I'm quoting the I'm quoting the lawsuit here. Since February 1st, 2025, President Trump has executed the unlawful executive orders imposing tariffs on imports from a vast swath of countries. Nintendo's lawsuit states before detailing the series of executive orders that impose the tariffs. The defendants' names in the case enforced and continued to assess and collect those duties. Nintendo says it has been directly harmed by defendants' unlawful actions related to the executive orders and the IEEPA duties. Nintendo is now asking the court to declare that the defendants' actions resulting in those duties are unlawful and void, and that all tariffs collected under that are refunded with interest, or that Nintendo is awarded a similar amount of money. Naturally, Nintendo also wants to recover its costs and reasonable attorney fees associated with the lawsuit, and further relief as may be just and proper. Since the imposition of Trump's tariffs, video game console manufacturers, toy makers, and tabletop game makers have raised prices on products that rely on imported goods. Last year, Nintendo delayed pre-orders of the Nintendo Switch 2 as a result of the confusing and chaotic implementation of those tariffs. Companies like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft now also face rising component prices thanks to new supply constraints as a result of spending by the AI industry. Yeah, after the ruling so it's a comment here from a user saying, after the ruling by the Supreme Court, almost any company that paid those tariffs should be suing for that money back. Here's the thing. In some ways, it is a gesture,
Mm-hmm.
It is a, listen, we need to sue, even though it likely won't bring anything about. We've got the lawsuit out when it happened. If other companies do the same thing, we're fine. If we wait to do this later, it may look different. It may not come around, but at least we've done this so that we have our lawsuit in there so that we've, sometimes it's a futile gesture, but a gesture nonetheless. Whether they think they're going to get anything back or not, and I imagine they think, no, we're not. But we still have to do this. This is part of corporate business type stuff. You have to do this, So, yeah, who knows how that goes. Somebody says exactly right. Some companies and other legal entities have even sued the administration regarding the tariffs long before the court decided they were not valid. Many more so did after the court made their ruling. The only thing here with Nintendo's suit that may be noteworthy over the sea of others is the pursuit of interest in addition to the flat cost of what they paid. A lot of companies aren't including interest as part of their tariff claims, but it may be commonplace and simply just underreported. So, yeah. Just looking at more of the comments there. Other companies will do this. Again, could be a thing that just is, it's not going to get them anything, but it is what you have to do as a corporation of like, well, now you need to sue. Now you need to start the litigation. If it does work, you're getting some money. If it doesn't, at least you're on record as having to try to get that money back. It likely goes into investors.
Yeah.
We
tried to get your money back, but
boards and things like that of people where it's like, this is what we did, But yeah, I have no idea. We'll have to see. So, what else? We got 10 minutes here. What else do we have on our? What else do we have on our list? Highguard shutting down. We talked about that. Oh, boy. Okay. Sure, let's talk about more issues with AI.
Your favorite.
If you were looking for good news surrounding the ongoing memory crisis, you've clicked on the wrong article. According to South Korean news outlets, its sources have been informed that both Samsung and SK Hynix, which I could be wrong on pronouncing that, have notified their customers of another second quarter DRAM price increase and are currently entering into price negotiations. Smaller customers, many of the ones that package DRAM chips onto RAM modules, graphic cards, and more, are expected to accept significant price increases to secure DRAM supply. An industry insider speaking to SE Daily said Samsung Electronics' current production capacity can only handle about 60% of the volume due to the continued surge in DRAM demand. Customers are also focusing on securing volume, the source says, rather than the price they secure it at, so there will be no problem with significant price increase. Further to that point, the outlet also says that some industry insiders are speculating that some of Samsung and the other customers might need to accept a price increase of more than double the previous contract's figures. The AI demand shows no sign of slowing. DRAM manufacturers have their pick over which businesses to prioritize when it comes to the best deals. Small and medium-sized companies now seem to be in the position of having to negotiate their relatively short-term contracts with unfavorable pricing conditions, taking deals that would be unthinkable a few years ago in order to just guarantee supply. Regardless of whether the client is large or small, the contracted quantity reflects the market price and the product price increases, says another source. However, when the existing contract ends and a new contract is signed, the price increase is bound to be larger because there is no agreed-upon price range. Higher costs for suppliers mean higher costs for the end consumer. Prices will surge by 130% by the end of 2026. And this will equate to a 17% increase in PC prices It is a sad state of affairs for anyone looking for good deals on gaming PCs and laptops right now, or indeed any piece of electronics with DRAM chips involved somewhere along the line. And by the looks of this report, the worst may be yet to come. It is going to get bad. If you are at a good position with your PC, stay there. If you are looking to... It's like I was telling... or we were talking about it, gas prices.
Yeah.
Like, this war is not ending. The way gas prices... gas prices rise quickly, but they lower slowly.
Mm-hmm.
So, this coming week, with this war continuing, your gas prices are going to continue to go up. If the war ends middle of the week, your gas prices aren't likely to come down, but for maybe a few, like 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. It won't be something where you just see it's like, oh, okay, everything's fine again. We'll drop our prices.
Mm-hmm.
It just won't.
No.
It takes a while. So my point in saying all that is that while gas prices look high right now, compared to what they'll look like in a week or 2 weeks, they're low. So fill up when you can. For memory prices, as much as they look expensive right now, if you absolutely must have memory, buy it now, because it will continue to increase. And the price right now is going to look absurdly high, but it will look so affordable by the time you get to the end of this year, where the prices have gone up 136%.
Yep.
So, I mean, you're stuck. I'm okay where I'm at.
Yeah.
What I hope does not happen is that I hope power supply prices don't go up. I have a graphics card that I have not yet put in my system, that I've held on to because I know graphics card prices are going to go up.
Yeah.
I can likely sell that for a profit. I ain't scalping. I got it, and I thought about putting it in there, but then the memory thing happened, and I thought, well, let me hang on to this.
Yeah.
I might be able to do something with this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needs it, and it's, the going rate is what the going rate's for.
Yeah.
I can get a profit off of this.
That's not scalping. That's looking at the economics and how it works right now.
But if I do decide to keep it, I got to get a better power supply. Because the connections that they have for the newer cards don't match the connections I have for my power supply. I can run it, but I have to do some daisy chaining, and I don't like to do that with my power supply.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So something like your multi-plug with too many plugs sitting on the thing, something could happen the more you put on there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have a game that would want to push the limits of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But still, And right now, like I said, I'm fine where I'm at. But that card's just right there waiting for me to either. And I don't know what prices are. Let's check. We got 5 minutes. I can take a look.
Going to eBay it?
No. I'm just going to see I'm seeing what it's like for retail right now.
Okay. So you check yours. You check eBay. What's the model of your?
It is there it is. Is this the one I was previously viewed? Whew. Hang on. Hold up. Wow. It's currently being sold retail for $1,070.
And what's the model?
It's Asus.
Mm-hmm.
TUF, the Tough brand.
Yeah.
5070 Ti.
See, Asus TUF 5070 Ti.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
This would be unopened, never used.
Okay.
So,
let's see. First one pops up is $1,200.
Yep.
New.
Sounds about right.
1,200, 1,249, 1,390.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jeez. MSI GeForce RTX 5090 Lightning Z 32 gig limited to 1,300. I don't know what that stat is. Point is, it's $5,800 used.
Yeah.
Jeez. Video cards, man. Well, all components in general right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. $1,200 for that thing right now on eBay. And where are you looking yours up at?
I was on Amazon where I bought it from.
Yeah. Okay.
I had gift cards and things that I used in order to kind of bring that price down, so...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, if you buy it now, you get Resident Evil Requiem for free. I didn't get that when I bought it, but that's okay. I'm okay. If I could sell that, I can just buy the game. I don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I'm kind of holding on to that because those prices are not going to go lower.
Right.
If the RAM is going up by 136% by the end of the year, the graphics card price is absolutely going to do the same thing. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
No, just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. We are done with the show. Thanks, Dave, for texting me throughout the entire thing. I do appreciate it. And as far as I know, it's still not raining here, Dave. Just to let you know. Not that you would care because you're in Colorado, but whatever. So that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the show. We always appreciate it. RJ, thank you for coming in, of course.
No problem.
And we will do this again next week. I leave you here with music from Death Stranding 2. It is called Asphalt Maelstrom. We will see you guys next Saturday. Have a fantastic week.